Hello guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to look at a step-by-step guide to turkey farming as a business. Just like any other business, if you want to start turkey farming as a business, you need to have a plan in place. The plan should have certain requirements, for example, land or space, where the turkey farm is going to be. We know that a day-old poult will require about 1 square feet of space. And a mature turkey will certainly require about 3 to 4 square feet of space. Therefore, depending on the numbers that you're planning to have, you need to plan for the space where your turkey farm is going to be. Secondly, you need capital. Capital to purchase the turkeys that you need on the farm. Capital to purchase the feeds for the turkeys that you're going to have on the farm up to the time when you dispose them off. Capital to pay the labor that is going to manage the turkeys on your farm. Therefore, you need to have sufficient capital to manage your farm. You also need labor that will take care of the turkeys on the farm. And most importantly, you need to have knowledge on how to manage turkeys. Knowledge on how to manage, for example, day-old poults. So these are some of the key requirements that certainly you should have in the plan before you think of starting a turkey farm. You will need to plan to have a turkey structure in place. The turkey structure should have proper ventilation that will allow free air flow. This free air flow ensures that there is no accumulation of ammonia in the bedding material on the floor of your turkey farm, which in the end will ensure that your turkeys are free from respiratory diseases, and therefore you will have healthy turkeys that will be able to make business sense. The turkey structure should have roosting facilities in place. Roosting facilities where your turkeys can rest, and this will ensure that actually your turkeys are free of stress and therefore healthy. Another aspect of the turkey structure is the bedding material that you're going to use in your turkey house. Make sure you use a bedding material that is good at absorption of your turkey droppings, and make sure that this bedding material is at least turned every week to prevent bad odor and also to prevent accumulation of ammonia. The second important thing that you need to consider is actually the breed of turkeys that you want to have on your farm. The breed of turkeys should match the purpose for which you have started your turkey farm. For example, broad-breasted turkeys are often preferred because of their rapid growth and large size, and therefore suitable for meat production. Whereas heritage breeds are known for their traditional characteristics, for example, slow growth, and therefore appeal to a specific market interested in turkeys, for example, raised on free range and purely organic feeds. So certainly you need to match the breed with the purpose for which you have started your turkey farm. And therefore breed selection is very key if you're doing turkey farming as a business. The third aspect is the feeding. You need to know the kind of feed that you're going to give your turkeys. For example, day-old poults need to be fed on broiler starter. Broiler starter is rich in proteins. It actually has about 28% protein, and this is very good for faster growth. Therefore, broiler starter should be fed to turkeys from day 1 to about 8 weeks of age. And then from 8 weeks to 20 weeks, you need to feed your turkeys on growers mash. And then mature turkeys from about 20 weeks and above can continue to be fed on growers if your aim is to attain market weight and be sold. But if you're raising turkeys for eggs, then from 20 weeks and above, you need to switch to layers mash. It's important to note that poults should be fed day and night. This implies that you must provide light in the brooder both during day and night. Feeding your poults day and night on broiler starter feed will enable them attain faster growth. Important to note is also that you must have water at all times. The water must be clean and fresh. Make sure you change this water every after 24 hours. Another aspect of feeding is that your feeders and drinkers must be cleaned every after 24 hours to ensure that your feed and water is basically not contaminated, and this will basically ensure that you're raising healthy turkeys. Important to note is that you should also allow your turkeys to feed on greens or grass and insects. This will actually ensure that your turkeys are having a good source of vitamins, which are very vital for their health, and this will help them minimize on sickness. It's also important to allow your turkeys exposure to sunlight, which is actually a very good source of vitamin D and also a very good stimulant for laying turkeys. Another key aspect that you need to take care of is managing and maintaining the health of your turkeys. Make sure you ensure strict biosafety measures. Ensure that you restrict access to the turkey house to only a few people. And ensure that everybody who accesses your turkey house disinfects as a measure for disease control and spread to your flock. Keep your feeders and drinkers clean. Make sure that these are cleaned every after 24 hours. The bedding material that is used on the floor of your turkey house should be turned every week or month. It's also important to ensure that this bedding is at least 4 to 6 inches. This will ensure that the droppings are absorbed very well, and therefore this will minimize on bad odor and the accumulation of ammonia, which can cause respiratory infections to your flock. Another important aspect that you need to take care of is disease control and vaccination. It's very important that you vaccinate your turkeys right from day one. This will ensure that they are resistant to diseases. The common diseases are Newcastle, coccidiosis, gomboro, fowl pox, fowl cholera. These have to be vaccinated against to ensure that your turkeys gain immunity to be able to resist these infections. Therefore, it's important to know that if you buy day-old poults, you will need about 7 to 8 months for your turkeys to mature, to attain market size and weight for you to be able to sell them. In conclusion, therefore, those are the key factors that you need to put into consideration if you're to have a successful turkey farming business. In case you have any questions or comments, kindly post them in the comment section and we shall be glad to respond to them. Thank you.